I mean, you gotta personify hip hop like a human being. It was a baby. It got some friends in school, had some sleepovers, discovered body parts. Oh, great, what's this? What's happening to my body? It went to high school, went to college. It got pregnant. Kind of dropped out of college right before the finish line. You know, hip hop is now a 34-year-old single mother of 3. Hip hop is actually going to have to rediscover itself and become a subculture again.
So with that said, I don't want to say too much more. When I say blue, y'all say scholars. Blue! 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 Bring it to the stage right now! Come on, come on, come on! Yeah! Santi! The motherfucking Blue Scholars!
What we have here definitely is something unique. But the way that it's all gelling together in this moment right now, in this particular scene, in this particular city, is something that is not happening elsewhere.
From the 206, you know this, the place to be if you blow piff. Medical car, see the doctor on some Kumo shit. Damn, it feels good to talk about home. Welcome to Seattle, where the sun don't shine. Damn, it feels good to talk about home. Let's take them back to the scene, yo. Show them what I mean, though.
It's definitely tough because we are way up here in the Northwest, and we're known for a few things. You know, we're known for Jimi Hendrix, we're known for grunge music, we're known for coffee, we're known for Microsoft, you know, so hip-hop isn't the first thing on people's mind, you know.
A lot of people don't know, but Seattle's been doing it since the jump.
This dude, Ness Rodriguez, is on the radio. He calls himself Nasty Ness. I said, okay, so what? At the time, I'm a street DJ, you know, so I didn't give a shit about radio, so I thought. And then I listened to Ness's show. And what was interesting about Ness is Ness would fly to New York and get these new songs that we had never heard and play them on the radio. And I hear this new shit, and so it kept us relevant. It kept us on top of what was coming and what was next.
I'm the first guy on the West Coast to premiere an all-rap radio show, and that was on Seattle's 1250 KFOX back in 1980.
So the culture was strong. It was a lot of battling though. DJs were battling, rappers were battling. It was like we were jockeying for position or fighting over turf we didn't even own yet.
People were doing good stuff, they were doing dope music. I think it was a lot of things that made it harder back then. It was hard to get a venue, first of all.
I remember when there was like one hip hop club at a time, and all it took was like one fight, one shooting, or bad press for that club to then shut down, and then like hip hop would be homeless for a couple months before a new spot opened up. And that was the pattern for many years.
Hip hop was the thing that I got into because I loved the music, I believed in the music, and when it first came out, people were saying it's a fad, it's gonna come and go, like a lot of other forms of music, like grunge, for example, which is Seattle is very well known for. But I really believed back then that hip hop was gonna be huge and big.
And when we did Posse on Broadway, we just had everybody in it. I mean, just every cat I knew in the game, ex-prostitutes I used to know from Yesler Way. I mean, we had everything, everybody I could find that would work for free. And we just hit up all the spots. Back in the day, Broadway was the spot. Broadway was like hip hop junction. You know, we hung out on Dick's on Broadway, and it was just like true hip hop.
My posse's on Broadway. My posse's on Broadway.
Me and Kid Sensation at home away from home in the black Benz limo with a cellular phone. I'm calling up the posse, it's time to get to ripping. I freaking each sunroof to keep you suckers tripping. Everybody's looking, if you're jealous turn around. The AMG kick keeps us closer to the ground.
Like Weedle's Groove and the soul era to Jimi Hendrix to the jazz scene up and down Jackson Street and before, man, that all that stuff has influenced a very distinct kind of eclectic, all over the place sort of sound out here.
I strolled into the supermarket up the street, walking past baby doll, she's talking.
I was paying attention to the Seattle hip hop scene probably since 1996, about the year I graduated high school. A bunch of compilations came out, 14 Fathoms and Do the Math and Classic Elements all kind of came out in a string, 96, 97, 98. And that's kind of what hooked me. Started going to shows, seeing stuff at the Rock Candy or the Paradox and, you know, shit like that.
Late 90s, into college, I was doing stuff around town. Just kind of starting to figure it out what I was doing.
Yeah, we'll go to the original Con Man, my partner in rhyme, Jake One. Let's get it, son.
I didn't really have like big aspirations for it. Like I was gonna work with, you know, famous artists and go platinum and all that. I just didn't really, nobody really done it from here, so I didn't really think it was really possible.
We all kind of grew up in the same area, South Seattle. We all knew each other. We're at the same community centers hanging out, and so the fact that we were friends, and then aside from being friends, we all had the same belief in what hip hop and the dance was about. It was kind of a no-brainer that we ended up linking up in '99 and forming Massive Monkeys.
Around that time, actually the label was right down the street, this label called Conception. And that was like my training to like learn how to make songs. And this is the first songs I ever recorded. And I got like really positive response on some of that stuff. So basically I went to like, they had this thing called KahBang Convention that's like a South by Southwest kind of thing. So all the artists are there and I just handed out beat tapes. From there I got a manager and then I'd send beats to the manager, and then he would give a beat to Mos Def or somebody, and Mos Def bought a beat, and Dr. Dre bought a beat, and it just kind of went from there.
Yo, son. Yo, son. Yo, son.
Maybe the only city that I know of in which the producers are the real architects of things, not you know the rappers that get all the attention, but it's the people behind the scenes who are in the studio, people like Vitamin D, to Jake One, Bean One, down to the people doing it now, Sabzi, P Smooth, MTK, Justo from the Physics. Man, I could actually keep going on and on. You know, you could probably jump out one of these Belltown condos and land on a dope producer.
Same rhymes, now I come with new shit. I was schooled to do this back in '96 on some grimy shit in the South End. Gonna tell you motherfuckers what I'm about in. Lay it out for you in a clear story. I'ma put it down on the mic, the history of the town called the Emerald City. Get grimy and gritty with my committee. Shout out to everybody from the Northwest. I spit that which scored chess. Coming out my mouth from the tongue. 206 where I was raised and where I was brung. And then I sprung and went around the nation. I was pacing and I came back home. With the spit of freestyle off the top of the dome. Popping like chrome. I'ma make a whack MC foam. At the mouth you gotta give them life again. Strike like lights and then I'm writing in the studio with just trying to make some hits. Cause love is a business and the album's gon' be the shit. Monk Wordsmith, fully equipped to rip. Getting that ass just like a titness. I handle my business. Can I get a witness like Jehovah? I don't roll a rover, but I'm always in range to bring real change to the game. Sorta like that paper that the homeless cats sell. This is for the city, Emerald, where I dwell. I never fail, I'm always on the top station. Catch me in the 206 streets, always pacing. Just how we do, you know.
The Seattle sound thing has always been a hotly contested thing. Like, what is it? Why don't we have one? That's what's holding us back.
People always say Seattle doesn't have a distinct sound, but to me, Seattle is like a melting pot. So many different sounds and so many different styles. I mean, gangster rap, nerd rap, crazy styles, you know what I mean?
Let the shit fizz out of your nose. This gray got you dragging with a couple of hoes. Game Smiths with some fashionable clothes. I'm on some Usain shit you don't happen to bow, but you niggas definitely happen to know. Uncut like the talc in your nose. I'm on the mic doing yak with the pros, and it puzzles me. I was banned, now they loving me, cause a nigga tend to rock mics with the bubbly suckers. Your bitch already validates the fact that some acts like this already travel states. I got a swagger that you love to hate. I'm on you like a paperweight. Paper is my running mate. Happy fake niggas.
Whether it be indie rock, whether it be grunge, whether it be electronic, whether it be East Coast hip hop, West Coast hip hop, gangster rap, so-called backpack rap, like you'll listen to some shit and be like, you know what, this is kind of like a little bit of both and neither at the same time.
I think the cats that are out now, that's the truest, most unique C-Town sound in hip hop ever. Because when you look at hip hop today in Seattle, and I go to other cities all the time, still perform in other cities, nobody looks like us now.
It's a good thing that we don't have a specific sound. It's like listening to a CD too many times.
The fact that there is no sound is our sound, you know?
Well, me personally, like I listen to a lot of music. So it's like I always try to incorporate that into my stuff. And it only makes you better as an artist. I mean, more experimental, you know, and man, maybe one day like Seattle will just create a genre that, you know what I'm saying, just have its own name. Like it won't be like backpack, it won't be like this or that. It'll be like a mesh of all of it.
Beachfront villa costs a lot of Skrilla. Same for that foreign gas tank I fill up. And honestly, this whole tape sound like a classic. All it's missing is its thriller. Single, mingle with the stars. I'm supposed to be in jail. I'm just looking at the odds. How much to beat them? Defeated them. And them naysayers, we never needed them. This is what a kush shot sound like. Bad bitch up in the back, twist sound bites. So smoke it down and pull it up.
If I was to present like music from here to other people in other cities, they do relate to it because there'll be those guys that are, you know, the same style as us, the same thing we're on here. But in Philly, it's, you know, you rocking Dickies and, you know, you rocking street shit, and that's what bangs. That's what people get on immediately. This is my boy Rick Rue from Fresh Espresso from Flint. And Flint is real gutter. Hood is all hell. But he's real eclectic, real Seattle. He's a Seattle guy. And when he came here, I think he found his place, his fit.
You know what I'm saying? We used to have the Biz Markie tapes, Beastie Boy tape, instrumentals. We'd take fucking 5 seconds off of a beat and we would record on one radio and re-loop it, and we would like set up 20 seconds of instrumentals and we would fuck up, so we'd have to keep rewinding and get it perfect. And we would fucking write these raps. Yo, my sister Tammy, I'd be like, Tammy, you gotta pick us up. We just did this tape. And you know what I mean, she'd pick us up and actually put the fucking tape in the car, and we would roll around like, this is our shit. And this is like, yes. I was probably like 8 or 9. You know what I'm saying? So that's when I was like, I was supposed to do this shit, you know? That's what's up with that. Like, I just want to hear something that's going to make me feel like, you know, I'm feeling that, you know? I mean, I love hip-hop, but, you know, when you hear certain songs, you just hear something, like, you know, like, that beat, that lyric is just something that's just, like, whether it be gangster rap, conscious rap, you just want to hear like some real shit and you can feel it. Like I listen for the feeling more than anything.
The press or papers or write-ups will say electro, synth pop or pop hip. I mean, to me it's like P is just super filthy on the chords and on the keys, and, you know, but it's hip hop. I mean it's progressive, but it's hip hop.
Straight, I'm feeling like $1,000 in 88, 808, I'm the ace of base. What I deal with, straight and haters, perm kit, G Juarez, Ogilvy, rides on the roller, carefree, fresh up out that time machine, fresh up out that time machine, fresh up out that time machine. Where I be perfect time things, senoritas and margaritas, my TV shining, we be grinding, ahead of my time, sun to my back, I'm ahead of my shine. Listen, Casino life, I risk it all, but I can't lose, I've seen it all. Soak up game, then ring 'em out. Let me tell you what I'm about. Digging in Dabo, fist full of dollars, find me anywhere, probably in Cabo. Tipping Reposado, mad and fresh, out for stardom, that's success.
If you're, say, from Seattle, like, you could come and carve your own niche, and like, cause it's something that's never been, like, you know, from a national standpoint. So you can introduce whatever sound you want to come up with. Whereas New York, it's almost like there is certain like things that people kind of expect or want from a New York artist, and sometimes it's hard to like break away from that and really find success also.
I mean, we're just regular dudes, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're regular dudes. We party, we smoke, we drink. We're regular dudes who make dope music that other people like. Bam, we got lucky.
Never escape from you. She pulled up in the front of a spot. I seen her walk out and at the time just stopped. I gotta be tripping if something's wrong with my watch. Wasn't just another girl got pulled out of sock, right? You ain't the type I'm just spitting the line to. I feel like I've been waiting all my life to find you. Anything that was happening around her, I went blind to. Forget about the signs, you the one that I choose. I don't know how to act. She has confronted me, but it's a well-known fact. She has a spell on me. I don't know what to do. She has me in a trance. I'll never escape from you. I'll never escape from you.
I think Seattle's hip-hop scene is fascinating. It's ever evolving, it's super creative, it's very community-oriented, it's a supportive culture. It's a great place for an idea to flourish. It's a great place to work with your peers. And it's like, this guy wants to put out a record that sounds like this, and we want to put out a record that sounds like this. The next person wants to put out a record that sounds like this, and they're all great records, but they sound nothing like each other.
One person can't define a whole city, right? You have to get the inner workings of it. You have to, like Chris Rock would say, you got to get all down into the crust of a motherfucker to really find the nuts and bolts of a town.
It's like an ecosystem of thought and an ecosystem of energy. And ultimately, if you look at all of the artists that are making music in Seattle, each single one is speaking to an individual experience that comes into a collective, like, snapshot, right? A portrait of what is.
You know what I mean? Like, you would never run out of stuff to listen to here. You can listen to a Grinch, then you can listen to a Feta Luciano, then you can listen to a Blue Scholars, then you can listen to a D Black.
I don't think having a cohesive, we all sound like this kind of thing is important. I think the most important thing is a true Seattle or Northwest perspective. And I think that's what separates hip hop from New York hip hop, LA hip hop.
Like, for instance, somebody like Blue Scholars, their music is not really hardcore. It's definitely has a positive vibe. It's a lot of major chords. It's not really a lot of hip hop at that time when it came out in the city that sounded like that. And you had that they were kind of about something, which a lot of groups were kind of just, we're stuck on that, you know, we just want to be the best rapper and rap about rapping. And those guys came out with, you know, they were rapping about something in particular that people could identify with. And I think they kind of started that ball rolling.
You know ID in the town all day. ID in the SEA. You know ID in the town all day. ID in the SEA.
Yo, Beacon Hill, Cap Hill, First Hill, Chinatown, ID, West Side, CD, Lake City, Greenwood, Green Lake, East Lake, West Lake, Lakeview, maybe even Bellevue, Belltown, Waterfront, Pioneer Square, yes sir, Atlantic, Main, Minor, yes slur, let's ride, let's shy, Broadway, Pike Place, Mount Bacon to the beach, Rainier, Cascade. Wallingford, Fremont, Uptown, Downtown, Delridge, High Point, Highland Park, Georgetown, White Center, Roosevelt, Sandpoint, Fitty, Northgate, South Park, Columbia City. So what you saying, man? And what you claim, man?
You put everybody together, there's no fucking reason why Seattle shouldn't be a staple for music as far as hip-hop goes, because there's so much fucking music out here. So much diverse music that you could choose from any of these groups to push them to that light for everybody to see. And then they'd be like, damn, them motherfuckers from Seattle are dope. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, where them niggas come from? You know, so my whole thing is like, people need to stop working for themselves and actually try to
form something to make this shit pop, because once the door is open, everybody's in. We're a brand new fucking market. Once it busts open, we're in there. Somebody gotta do it.
Should I stay down? Should I get gone? Should I go hard? Will it go wrong? I'm upside down. I don't know why. I'm upside down, but it feels right. Should I go? Should I stay? I don't know the words to say. I'm upside down. I don't know why. I'm upside down, but it feels right.
My mind gone, so gone. My emotions wrong.
I think that our community is stronger than it ever has been. I think that first and foremost, we're just all friends. Like, music intersects. We create music with each other, but at the root of all of that, there's like a genuine friendship within the people of this community. And there's a respect for the music that we're making. So it's not hard to be friends with people that you respect what they do.
And I was blown away by a bunch of MCs talking about the community, the overall hip hop community, without saying, fuck that cat, I hate this cat. That's beautiful to watch. And that's what's getting us our respect. And Macklemore, in my opinion, personifies that.
To have people like Macklemore, like Grinch, vouch for my music was a big deal. And I think once you gain that respect, you know that if the people that you admire and look up to like what you're doing, it gives you that confidence.
Hip hop is based so much on regional pride and being proud of where you stay and what you're about, that when you're in a place where that's not being felt, then the hip hop's only so effective.
We're starting to become comfortable in our own skin in the music that we're making as a region. We don't have to look at these other regions and be like, man, why aren't they paying attention to us like how they're paying attention to the guys in LA or all these different markets. It doesn't matter. If we're doing us, the people will eventually catch on. And I think that that's already started. And whether or not that's happened on the national level, doesn't matter. It starts grassroots. It starts with the people actually listening. And whether or not like the industry knows that yet, it doesn't matter. They'll catch up. But the people, first and foremost, have started listening. They have started paying attention. And what's going to come out of here in terms of a national sound in the next couple of years is going to be evident.
But when I look at rap artists in Seattle, they don't look like nobody else. It's unique to this town, and that is the shit that defines heroes. Mark my word on that.
There is strength in numbers, and there is a community, and there's a new art that's happening in Seattle, and it's pretty incredible.
We don't wait to hear from the rest of the world that this is good or this is bad. You know, we continue to do our own thing and break new ground, forge new roads here. You know?
Heads up a black dad. I'm so fabulous, so fucking mad, ready super
There's groups out here that don't fit the label that exists outside of Seattle.
One of the biggest changes, probably the biggest change I would say that I have really seen in hip hop in Seattle since I've been watching it is the self-esteem.
Just in general, like I feel like there's a lot of people proud to be from Seattle. You know, I don't know when that started happening, but at a certain point, I feel like, you know, people started having pride in the city, and that's kind of changed, I think, things a bit.
People started discovering, okay, there are actually artists here that are good, and they're repping the town. They're not trying to act like they're from some other city or ashamed.
We're not excluded from these clubs, from the radio, from anything. We're part of it. We're in demand. Tastemakers and programmers and editors and whoever, they're like, we have to get some of the Seattle hip hop in here. It's running stuff.
I drink mocha in morning when I woke up, like vodka and Tecate. My coffee, I'm a grown up. So when I'm hungover, girls come over at my house. I gotta figure how to get them off my motherfucking gas. Since this is a new season, yo G is my new zero, and ain't no recession stopping me from my progression.
The availability to perform here in this city, in my opinion, is unlike any other place in the United States that I've ever been. If you want to do shows here in Seattle, you're gonna find a place to do that.
One thing that we do have is more of an infrastructure these days to support. There's people who actually come out to shows, and buy tickets, buy drinks, and buy merch.
The reason why we are in the position that we are in right now and is because of the fans. You know, that the music is the foundation of it, but after that, it's like the fans are what support that. They're the people that are playing the music for their friends and burning the CDs and buying a t-shirt and coming to shows, and that's what creates the momentum. You know, without them, there is no momentum.
It's been leaps and bounds, man. Not to say there aren't any challenges, but I really feel like everything that the Seattle hip-hop scene is getting right now is due to the fact that there is genuinely a community out here of people who support each other.
Everybody's screaming 206, you know, even people that aren't in the 206. Kids that are just like lining up to just immerse themselves in sounds from their own hometown.
You know, they feel like they know you, and it's a personal relationship and not just something that's, you know, behind the computer, but something that's actually tangible. And, you know, I make an effort every single night that we perform to go to the merch table and to, you know, be there until they kick us out.
There's a certain kind of fan base that you can't get without being an independent artist and putting it together yourself.
People have lives, jobs, families, whatever. You have to have kind of a perfect storm of circumstances in order to be able to commit your life to being on the road to the degree you need to get that national exposure that's necessary to get your career to the next level. People don't get that. They think that, you know, they get that YouTube sensation, Soulja Boy, Easy Way Out, American Dream shit. You know, that's still in a lot of heads.
You have to do those shows where there's only like 5 people there. Like, that's just what it is. That's just all a part of the game. Like, you're gonna go to places and you think it's gonna sell out and it's not, and you don't make any money that night. Like, it's really a lot of ups and downs, and if you're just not really like dedicated to it, then, you know, it's just not gonna work.
I'm tied to a job. You know, I've got a wife and a child that I have to support. You know, we got bills to pay and all that kind of stuff, and there's no way that I'll compromise the art form in order to be able to accommodate those responsibilities.
I'm in my 2-bedroom apartment with my son, holding him like this, making beats. You feel me? That's what I'm doing.
But if he's 5 and you're still broke, are you gonna keep this grind up, or is there a point where you just give it up?
I'm broke, but he's good. You know, he got everything he could ever want. As long as he's good, I'll keep this grind up until the shit works.
A lot of people think and take it for granted that, you know, this shit is blowing up and it's on the upswing and it's just gonna keep going and getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And it really could. But it really could also be over for all of us when we wake up tomorrow morning.
Oh girl, this boat is sinking. There's no sea left for me. And how the sky gets heavy when you are.
I was always somebody that never really knew moderation, and it was something that I always struggled with. From the first time that I ever drank and used drugs, I never really had any sort of moderation.
And so
He rolled up, asked him what he was sipping on. Said lean, you wanna hit it, dog? That's the same stuff Weezy sipping, huh? And tons of other rappers that be spitting hard. Yeah, he had 5 up on. Then when it passed in that styrofoam, the Easter pink heard around before. Finally got to see what all the hype was on. And then he took a sip, sitting in the Lincoln, thinking he was pimping as he listened to the system. Little did he know.
I wasn't honest overall, and I wasn't being honest with myself. And the truth is that I was killing all my potential. I was putting myself in like really messed up situations with drugs and just consumption in general. Got to a point where it was very unmanageable.
Liquid fix of it comes with a cost. Like a cold sweat scratching, itching, trying to escape the skin that barely fit it. Gone, get another bottle just to get a couple swallows at it towards the bottom. Couldn't get off it. Didn't even think he had a problem. Though we couldn't sleep without getting nauseous. Room spinning, thinking he might have sipped just a little bit too much of that cough syrup. His eyelids closed shut, sat back in the
all of the success and everything that's happened in the past year, there's no doubt in my mind that none of this would have ever happened. You know, at best I'd be working a 9 to 5. At best, if I was even still around. You know, I didn't It's really saved my life.
No music made, feeling like a failure. Trust me, it's not dope to be 25 and move back to your parents' basement. I see my people's dreams die, see what they can be denied. And weed's in a drug that's D now, Groundhog Day life repeat each time. Seen Oxycontin take 4 lives. I grew up with them, we used to cheap dimes. Seen cocaine bring out the demons inside. Cheating and lying, friendship cease, no peace in the mind. Stealing and take anything to fix the pieces inside. Broken, hopeless, headed nowhere. Only motivation for what the dealer's supplying. That rush, that drug, that dope. Those pills, that crumb, that roach. Thinking I would never do that, not that drug. Growing up, nobody ever does. Until you're stuck, looking in the mirror like I can't believe what I become. Be someone, growing up, everyone always does. We sell our dreams and our potential to escape through that buzz. Just keep me up, Hollywood, here we come.
I think it's just easier now. We've all grown. We've all helped each other grow. We've fought. You know, we've had each other's kids. We've babysat each other's kids. Went to each other's weddings. Whatever. We all are just in it for the long run. You know what I'm saying? And so I think it's a lot easier now that we've been through the bottom. We've been through the gutter. We've fought. We've been, you know, through our worst losses. You know, like those times where you want to cry or whatever. Like we've been there. We've done that. And so at the end of the day, like when you reach some point of adversity, you can always look back and be like, yo, at least it's not as bad as XYZ situation, and you've got a frame of reference to be like, you know, we're gonna keep it moving, and you know, we're stronger. We've come this far as a family, and we're gonna keep it pushing.
I'm walking around this neighborhood in Seattle trying to put flyers in all the stores. And I'm halfway through the block. I hear pow, 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 pow. I'm like, what the fuck? I turn around. It's like 3 motherfuckers behind me just shooting it out, running towards me, shooting at each other. I had to literally consciously tell myself, dog, you gotta run. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to do music right now, like, you know what I'm saying? But that's just how easy that, you know what I'm saying, a motherfucker could fucking die, like, you know what I mean? It's just the reality of life, like, I could've caught a bullet, bruh, 2 days ago.
Picture me rolling, picture me rolling, Word. So I be riding through the ghetto, pedal on the meadow, ballin' like a mellow. Tell that kitty I say hello. Shorty, what your name is? I can make you feel.
You have to take certain risks, and sometimes the risk is leaving your own city to build your brand and to, you know what I'm saying, build your fan base. So I mean, yeah, I mean, I plan on leaving Seattle at some point. I'm leaving Seattle tomorrow. Like, you know what I mean? But I'm not leaving for good. I'll say that. I'm never leaving the Northwest for good.
The more you put yourself out there, the more that you grind. Instead of like going out and partying, go make another song. Instead of going out to just like smoke and chill, go hit the road.
If you don't see me, I'm gone. Might be in the wind on my own. And if I'm moving too fast, it's cause these moments don't last.
We definitely have the talent here, we definitely have the drive here, but it's just a matter of being able to push a single to a different state and actually have that shit pop somewhere else besides here, and then bring it back here.
You know, you didn't used to be able to mention a song to somebody and they could go check it out immediately, like, or go home to their computer and hear it. They used to have to go to, you know, the record store if it was distributed nationally, and if it's not, then they gotta go to the record store in the city where that band is from. It's just immediate now.
And like what's mainstream and what isn't is based on how people accept it, right? And with the disintegration of the music industry, the more that it falls apart, the more the tools to meet the masses fall into the hands of the artists and their people, as opposed to the record label. Like, it's less important to be on the radio right now than it was 2 years ago, and way more than it was in the 90s. You know what I'm saying?
When I came along, the process was pretty simple. Once you got discovered, you produce a record, you deliver the record. They come up with a way of promoting you and defining you, and you either agree or you disagree. If you disagree, you probably get dropped the fuck off. Fast forward to now. You can go home today and have a great record, put that record out, and start socially interacting with people and defining yourself. To me, That's beautiful.
The internet's crazy. The internet's really changes the music industry. A lot of folks, you know, you could argue both sides of it. Folks are like, oh, it ruined the industry. People don't buy music anymore. But I think at the same time, you know, it opened the door for a lot of independent artists like myself to actually make names for themselves and, you know, gain recognition.
I think that independent artists are going to become the new label. They're not needed like they were before. You know, they have the keys to certain doors that there's new media that have opened different doors. So you don't have to get on MTV, you don't have to get on The Box, because you can get on YouTube on your own.
Fuck around and change the world. Why not? Why else? Still with the fame. Turn me loud. House lights on the crowd. I wanna see your face when I change the game. Love is just the mission. Money pays the bills, but the music makes the living. Without it, I'd be dead, man. Turn me loud. Turn me loud. I feed off the heat from the crowd. When the lines around the corner and your name's up on that poster, that ain't just for your ego or a way to get the groupies. I use the stage as a way to debate the way we living. With precision, spitting like a Uzi. Give me the light and then it's on. You can never cut me off. Why you think they call me so? I'm a motherfucking star. Had a talk with God. She tell me, homie, you got the rock. You can run with it or you can give up the spot. I said, fuck it, I'm living. I'm leaving what I got. And rocking my Adidas all across the map. Matter of fact, I ain't really stopped. Waited 10 whole damn months for the beat to really drop. I'm a prince among God, focus on proving my point. I got my nose to the stars, so you know where I'm going. I'm holding my heart like it's the last thing I own. This game is cold, it's raw, so I'm attacking the throne. I might be rapping, but that's only part of the picture. I find yours truly, that was the start of the Zilla. So turn me loud, let it vibrate. You ever wonder how the limelight tastes? Let me fade, ay.
When it's your own money that you're investing in your art, whether it be, you know, the mixing, the packaging, the mastering, you know, music videos, graphic design, I think every one of those dollars you value a lot more. When you sign and you give away certain types of control, you're not in charge of how you're marketed. You're not in charge of how your music is packaged and presented to the world. And I think that when you are everything and you control your whole image, you can be more genuine. And with the way, the decisions that you make and the way that you spend your money is more honest.
What's up, people? It's me, Gio, Prometheus Brown, one half of the group Blue Scholars. It's been 4 years since our last album, Bayani. Now, many are asking, when's the new album dropping? Well, people, the time has come. But since we last left you, we've been traveling a whole lot, watching a lot of movies, making a lot of music. And now we have a super duper dope, fresh new collection of songs inspired by cinema that we want to share with you. Also, we have a bunch of music videos and short films to be made for this project, which is going to be called Cinematropolis. Together, we can make Cinematropolis happen. Let's go.
The only question now is, what are we gonna do to make people watch this promo video?
Oh! Fire extinguisher down. I mean, we were familiar with Kickstarter from a couple years ago when it first started, and then recognizing how like the money was being transferred. It's like, okay, this is basically money that we're getting in advance, just like we would from a record label, but it's coming from like thousands of individual fans. So in a sense, you could say we're actually signing a record deal with our listeners.
Being an artist and coming out, putting out a lot of music is expensive. there's pretty much no way around that, and that's probably the biggest disadvantage to not having labels get behind you. So that's the main thing. You really do got to come up with some capital, and you got to build your own team.
That's why she got a piece of my heart, and I knew it would start before it ended, from before the stop began it. Aspire for the best, start line to the finish. Ain't settling for less, so I push it to the limit. My vehicle ain't rented, the owner of this vision. Quit hoping in my wishing, cause I don't need permission. Fruition, I see it in my sights the way I'm living. Forgiving all of my haters, thanks for the living. Hope I brought light to the...
I think a lot of the changes going down in the music industry as a whole, and just changes in the texture and fabric of who's in power and where, you know, artists go for support. You know, it's radically changing right now, and it's a really good thing.
If you sit around waiting on a major label to come knocking like they did, like I Got Lucky, that's pure luck. You can be the tightest MC in the world and they never come.
If somebody blows from Seattle, you'll know they really fucking deserved it.
You're not going to be a part-time rapper and end up where people who spend 80, 90 hours a week, you're not going to end up where they're at.
If you didn't hear from Macklemore, all of a sudden, you know, you see on Facebook, hey, I'm in Denver, or hey, I'm in Arizona, or whatever. He's doing his job. You know, he did the right thing, which was awesome to see, considering that he was inactive in terms of producing music and on the live show circuit for a couple of years there.
You know, obviously in places like Seattle and in places like Bellingham, where I've been a million times, like, there's gonna be 500 people that know this stuff. But the fact that there's even like, you know, 200 people, 300 people that are familiar with the music in a venue like this, I mean, it's just super humbling. And more than anything, like, it's just pushing me to want to keep working harder.
And listen, you guys are doing a great job with this cat. The Prince of C-Town, Macklemore, I hand you this baton and run, baby, run, man.
In a 48-hour stretch, we got up, shot a music video. By evening, they made number 5 on the KEXP Album of the Year.
Macklemore and Ryan Lewis from the Versus re-release. Vipassana is the name of the song.
And then, the next day, they sell out the showbox. We kind of found out in the middle of the night that it was almost there. And then the next day, they found out they're playing main stage at Sasquatch.
But you never know, like, you never know who else is gonna book a show the exact same day. You never know, you know, just that people have seen you enough, or if, you know, the music that you made a year ago is still spreading and that people are still excited about the new stuff that you're doing. We got the first ticket count, and within like little over 24 hours, we got word that we were like close to selling out. And then like 5 minutes later, we got the official word. And you know, it was crazy. Like, it was before it even went on sale to the general public. And, you know, I had no idea that it was going to sell out that quickly.
You know, if he can put 300, 500 people in Portland and Sacramento and Denver and Kansas City and Chicago, he's gonna go a long way.
Anytime that you make music, you want that to reach as many people as possible. So oftentimes I'm asked, like, you know, how big would you want to get? Like, where would you want to max out at? You want to stay underground? Or I don't really know what underground is. I think that there's just certain levels of getting your music out to the masses. By no means would I want that to just stay in Seattle. I want the music that I make to be heard, ideally around the world, by as many people as possible.
Let's go.
But you know, I think in the beginning, selling out 3 nights at the Showbox, having Sir Mix-a-Lot come and play, to, you know, playing for 45,000 people at Safeco Field, to playing on Ellen, to sitting now in a green room at Saturday Night Live. There's been a lot of crazy moments. I think the last 5 months, you know, starting with the heist coming out, have probably been the craziest. With Thrift Shop going 4 times platinum, the US, 7 times platinum in Australia, and everything kind of changing. It's a lot to keep up with.
Macklemore really went for it,
and as a result created this wave of enthusiasm behind him and is blowing up around the country, and along with them is carrying and supporting these other local groups and creating a wave for the whole scene. Like a rising tide raises all boats.
He got through the door, and he's going to do his best to open the windows for everybody else. But at the end of the day, I think it's up to us. The hunger and the grind is the most fun part for me.
Ha, fuck it, play the beat like a pup. I swish it, cut it, swish it, gutter, swish it, stuff it, wow. Golly gosh, damn it, I'm proud. They call me Sammy the Chad. I bought a brand new bike and showed it off to their faces. Give me a Mac, begin a mic, and I'll be off to the races. Dang, knock a hater to Pluto on round 2 though. Gabby, come on out here and shit on these out of towners.
Lyrically inclined to blow your mind, I'm like an aneurysm. Bitches wanna step to me, I tell them it's a bad decision. Hit them with a crash collision, it's tragic. I'm glad you witnessed the lovely assassins back in action. You know I'm blasting and blowing backs, and you already know how I be beasting on them. But you don't wanna fuck with me, I'm like the streets of Compton, pop 'em. I'm dropping bodies, calmly proceed with caution, yeah he know. Cause I will cancel niggas like Nino for acting Debo.
Ball black, ball win, pulling off blue dolphins, bumping heavy rounds while my bitches lick the frosting, dropping 316s like I'm Austin, all because I'm awesome and sleep in the coffin. I'm Dracula's third cousin's brother's nephew, half removed. You think my ass is rude? Shoot, keep your glasses glued. These little 40 dudes probably got their asses lube. I know your sister too, she used to be my prostitute.
Anti-social, more gang mogul. I roll hand solo with skywalk for the popo. My bro got them punchlines and my flow with Joko. Rap game UFC, guess that I'm Bone Jones. Don't say we the future, then you're reading your tarots wrong. You are now witnessing that God in his river's form. She catch the Holy Ghost, get high off my pheromones.
I would just say that if you're gonna do music, be prepared to really give up everything. Be prepared to be on the water and granola bar diet. If you're gonna do it for real, don't bullshit, because anybody can make a hit. How consistent are you? How long is your legacy gonna last? So
if I was just to full-time compete, it would be a struggle. So I compete, I teach, always work on a next business product or project, and just keep it moving forward with the crew. But more than anything, it's just always finding a way to just better yourself, not having the mentality of just getting by as an artist, because the whole artist mentality is I just want to get by.
Be truthful with yourself. That's important. That's important to anything you go into, but I think that's paramount. Be respectful and knowledgeable of what's going on and what came before you. Whatever it is, whether you're writing or publicizing or managing or being an MC, a DJ, a producer, videographer, however you choose to express yourself within the hip-hop framework or from a hip-hop perspective, just be good, work on your craft, don't get lazy at any point. Further the culture at all times.
The microphones are on, the cameras are on. Let's capture this moment while we can.
The truth and nothing else.
See the look on my face, man. I'm not fucking playing, man. My city's filthy. Quit playing.